Gosh, tarehe mosi mwezi wa 11 mwaka 2024. Kuna mambo mengi ambayo yamefanyika hii leo, kuapishwa kwa naibu rais Kithure Kindiki kutoa mikoba ya uongozi kutoka kwa aliyekuwa naibu rais Rigathi Gachagua ambaye kwa sasa anajimoya nyumbani. Hujambo na karibu katika makala haya ya The Football Slip. Mimi ni wako Hassan Juma. Sipo peke yangu, lakini baada ya mlima kutingika wiki jana na ile wiki nyingine hali ilikuwa tete kidogo. Waganga wote wako isipokuwa Steven Mkangai, Modoa Mrema. Lakini bro, sijazia kuongea kwanza na Roger Zishtemi.
Yes, brother.
What has been the highlight for you this week?
Interesting thing. History has been written today. Professor gets a job. And then on the other side, somebody has gone at all of travel.
A professor is getting a job.
And then on the other end,
jobless Kenyans were following the proceedings.
That's the interesting. And then to make it more interesting, that at least some people can now hug and have smiles at the United, because there's some glimpse of joy coming up thanks to Ruben Amnori. So maybe he can turn around things at Old Trafford, but it can be also the ending to be more maybe lengthy, sickening, and matters maybe fans continue crying more.
I was talking to some of my colleagues after Manchester United thumped Leicester City in Carabao. I don't know. Amorim is now managing Manchester United officially. Of course, it's not reported, but we expect him to. What do you make of Ruud van Nistelrooy? Do you feel that anafa baki hapo ama just briefly too?
I think it's a catch-22 situation, because Amorim will come with this at least five coaches. That means we'll go home.
Jamala Berur. Ichamige. Angi. Iyamuna.
Achamige.
Uko sawa bro?
Fresh kama kiatu chako na.
For you nini limekuwa highlight ya wiki?
Murima kidogo kuguzwa.
Note bro. Unajua
alafu ngoja.
Unajua last week hakuwa.
Unajua
sasa hiyo ni kumtuliza kweli, kusema
binadamu ni watu wa kusahau sana. So namkumbusha. Alafu pia uzuri ni kwamba kuna Murima uliguzwa kwenye uwanja wa Trafford, lakini ilienda in his favor. Unaona? So at least ana kitu cha kuponya kidonda kidogo.
Bro, our viewers were watching you leo asubuhi, ulikuwa busy pale KICC. Umevaa suti bana. Hey bro. Mpaka at some point nilikuwa nikifikiria ni yeye anaenda kuapishwa.
Ni ya biashara hiyo.
Confirm kama ni huyu.
Hiyo ni ya biashara. Lakini ngoja kidogo. Umesema mlima ilifanywa nini?
Bro, mlima iliguswa.
Lakini imestabilize.
Imestabilize.
Imerudi tu nyumbani.
Ndio maana unaona nimerejea. Alafu
ngoja bro. So, imestabilize kwa sababu kuna wale wenye walikuwa nakula kiapo. Na wengine
kama hapa.
Na wengine
walikuwa wametulia.
Alafu wakapigwa picha
selfie.
Home sweet home. Tell us bro.
Unajua kwanza ngoja kidogo. Kuna jamaa niliona juzi mmemleta hapa hivi.
Nani?
Aliona hawezi kuwa lonely at the top. Akaona akuja hapa hivi. Msikubali hayo maneno tena. Hata nikamsikia anasema maneno ambayo si mazuri sana kumhusu mwenzangu.
Nani huyo?
I don't want to. I'm not
hapa chini.
Alikuja hapa. He felt lonely at the top.
He was lonely at the top.
I mean, so at the end of the day, how did the slips go? Because definitely kama alirudi chini.
What are you insinuating na wewe pia?
I hope you are graduate.
Wewe graduate.
Allah.
Ukumwona kufanya kazi
nilisoma shule sana.
Guys, it's the football slip. Robinson Ogende. Robbie, sijonana na Sedo leo. Yuko ama
amerudi top.
Ama uko alone?
Ako lonely at
the top.
Robbie, are you lonely at the top?
Now you see, gentlemen, first of all, Roger Zishtemi, welcome back. There are rumors you did a fake exam. I have no idea Yes, Caleb Kibet, good to have you for a second week running. And of course, Daniel Kariuki. Naona leo ulikuwa umevaa suti lakini shingo hata uwezi geuza. Mambo magumu hayo. Yes, Cedric Musumba is back. Remember last week I told you he was a bit under the weather. That is why he could not join us. And Sedo, finally, good health. Good to have you back.
Thank you for your prayers. I think God was closer to you.
Yes.
And he has actually opted to bring me back to the planet Earth. The beauty of this planet is to see us actually walking around and trying also to traverse through the essence of
Did you find
sports.
some time to watch some football?
I did. And Makia, that particular time I was watching your show and I was so much glad to see how those young lads that you brought on the set and how they will have to articulate some kind of point, though you are trying to go hard on them. But and again, they were so well equipped in essence that they would answer some of your questions actually articulatively.
Yes. So let's quickly run through what has transpired throughout this week. We begin with the Carabao Cup, where Spurs had defeated Manchester City. 2-1 was the final score. Yes, let's take a look at that. Dennis, let's quickly recap the show, rather the week, how it has been. Spurs got a 2-1 win against Manchester City. And of course, there was a classic goal in that game from Papisa. Very, very interesting. Caleb Kibet, let me begin you now. Since you are the young one in this show, and of course we introduce you, Nazile Vitu Raisi. Yes, what did you make of that performance from Ange Postecoglou's men?
It was a good one. Na yaminia kwanza Tottenham ikiwa nyumbani, especially against Manchester City. Walihakikisha kwamba wamefunga mabao chini ya dakika 25 ili kuzibaziba haraka kuhakikisha kwamba wanawachanganya City. Tottenham Hotspur Stadium is always a very harsh ground to Manchester City basically, but kikubwa ni kwamba kwenye ile mechi pia wa timu zote mbili, lakini nazungumzia sana Manchester City walipoteza nafasi nyingi, and I also noticed kwamba wana wachezaji wazuri. Niliona Oreli, wale wachezaji wa academy, they are good players.
Yes, they are good players, but you know, if you don't win, nobody will celebrate you. Yes, that is what happened when Spurs met Manchester City. Now, let's move away from that. Let's move to the other moment of the week. It was Newcastle that got a 2-0 win against Chelsea. Sedo, you watched this Carabao Cup. You know, what did not happen to Chelsea?
It was a nice test actually to test. You know, Chelsea, since I think Maresca came to fore, it has been a team that has won really easily grinding points and trying to find a space that the previous Chelsea has been enjoying for. But given to this particular match, they were actually being shown that they don't have that particular depth that is required when they happen actually to be the likes of Cole Palmer, the likes of Jackson. Cole will at the center for Fana when they go down, and then bring in the likes of it's called
Disasi, who scored an own goal.
It's literally coming, and I feel actually sorry for him because it's coming out like any given time he gets that space to play, Chelsea happen to lose. And it's literally coming out that at that particular point, either of the goal that Chelsea concedes,
it was at the wrong.
Yeah, so it's a kind of other thing, and I saw someone writing that Chelsea should stop signing from Monaco because Bidia Badiashile, the likes of Disasi, Bakayoko, all of them are Chelsea have flopped. It doesn't really go well to these young players who are trying to find their space, given to the essence that they're 17 years elsewhere are showing them dust.
Let's get to a man that, you know, Cedric, is on top of the world. Yes, let's move on to the man that is on top of the world, and that is Rodri. He won the Ballon d'Or. And everybody's saying Vinicius Jr. should have won. I know you are a Real Madrid fan. What do you have to say? Weigh in on this conversation.
I'm of opinion of the majority as you put it, everybody. And I think I am among those everybody. Okay, Rodri is a good player.
Yes.
We all know what Rodri can do.
Yes.
The space Rodri plays in cannot actually be equated to where Vinicius Jr. All those actually hit maps, if you try to look at how these players have been playing, they are nowhere competing. Everyone is actually enjoying their space. But now come to a player who actually has really given even the age-wise and who has make a team enjoy the space of winning tournaments and trophy. I will still go to the likes of Vinicius Jr. I still remember how he damaged the countrymen when he was playing against Man City, if you remember. That
was way back and
it was so young at that particular time for a young player of that magnitude to do such special
there's this argument. This guy won Euro. And he was the best player of the tournament.
Yeah.
Vinicius won Champions League and also the league. But now the magnitude between the two. Yes.
So,
Briefly, the magnitude between the two. Yes.
Rodri
Also, you also won the league.
Rodri
Yes.
has won the league
Yes.
with Manchester City
Yes.
and gone ahead and won Euro.
Yes.
That's a continental stature at the Europe where the Ballon d'Or is happening.
Yes.
We go back to Vinicius Junior has carried actually UEFA with the club.
Yes.
He has won the league with the club. He has 2 UEFAs on his card, if we may speak.
But which is
At-
bigger?
at
Is the
what
Champions
age?
bigger than Euro?
Very okay. If you go by the club,
I know.
essence,
I know. We'll not.
if you go-
Cedric, I know. We'll not finish.
just a
Yes,
minute, Robbie.
yes.
If you go by the club essence, vis-a-vis the age-wise, we are talking about the age-wise.
Yes.
Rodri is far away compared to Vinicius Junior if it comes to age-wise.
Yes.
And how this young player has been carrying the team.
Yes.
He was a deservable player actually to be accorded this particular.
Well, did Rodri deserve this Ballon d'Or, or did Vinicius Junior deserve the Ballon d'Or? Well, you have the answer. But at the end of the day, it went to the Manchester City midfielder. Now, let's move away from that. Let's go on to other moments of the week. Karaoke, yes. Hassan mentioned something earlier on that you are also balding. You are going this way. Tell us, what is not happening to Eric Ten Hag? What did not happen to him? Why did his side not perform totally at the start of the 11 or 10 matches they played this season?
I know Hassan Juma has a comment that he has reserved about Eric Ten Hag. But well, I think Eric Ten Hag this season has not really managed to bring out the best of Manchester United, having been backed by the management and also the owners of the Manchester United. And definitely the kind of results you're talking about, only 3 wins in like 9 games, that is not Manchester United. And definitely time was running out for him in terms of trying to ensure that Manchester United is performing better. And of course, the owners of the company had given him the second chance after a very disastrous second season. And the third season, someone expected maybe Ten Hag would have done something. But now he has been losing and drawing games, and then even the press conferences, the comments that he was making, it was expected, and it was actually coming for him to be fired, Hassan. Yeah.
You know, Robbie,
Yes.
Eric Ten Hag is not a bad manager, but he's a very good manager.
Well, Hassan,
Yes.
Eric Ten Hag is out of United. There is a new manager in charge now. That is Ruben Amorim. What are your thoughts?
You have it.
I have it here, bro.
You have it.
I just love
It's
it.
there.
I mean, he's a young man. He's younger than me, 39 years. But he's done wonders in Portugal. And I think he's a good fit for Manchester United because I keep on telling guys, Eric Ten Hag is not a bad manager, but he lost the dressing room at Manchester United. For secondly, he divided the team. Manchester United is a big team. You can tell us, I need more time. And the slot.
Yes, of course. That is those are
Give him
rather
more time.
Hansi Flick.
Hassan.
At Barcelona, Hansi Flick, did he need more time? Chelsea, did he need more time? This guy's been here for over 2 seasons.
Over 2 seasons.
But still needs time.
I told you, Robbie, Hassan had some reserve.
Gentlemen.
It's Manchester United for crying out
Gentlemen.
loud. It's not a small team.
Robbie, whatever you tell us,
Gentlemen,
hata kusikiangalia.
Gentlemen, Hassan and Kibet. Of course, we'll have more time to talk about
Me
Amorim. No, we have more time to talk about Amorim. Now, Roger Sishtemi, first, what is not happening at Ingwe? Today they suspended 3 players because of taking part in Sunday league games. What is not happening there?
That's just a true reflection of what is happening in the Kenyan Premier League, or rather Kenyan football, because it's not the first time you have seen these players trying maybe to participate in unsanctioned matches or other league, because it's all about the contractual agreement these clubs have with these players, and it's really saddening to see most experienced players participating in this league, in these unsanctioned tournaments or other matches, because you see a player like maybe Kennedy Owino, a player like Victor Mune. Those are FC Leopards players. Those are players who have been here for a while, and they know exactly, if my contract speaks like this, I need to abide by it. But it's also interesting to see if Leopards have only slapped them a 2-week ban and maybe they will also forego their salary. But that's interesting because seriously, what's a 2-week ban? And what is maybe foregoing a salary for that particular period? It's the same scenario at Mathare United because also there they had the likes of Kevin Kimani, one of the legends in the game at the moment, and then also their captain Eli. So it's interesting that these players have been here for a while and they know exactly what it means to commit yourself to play for a particular club. But in the mid of the season, they forego their contract and try to go and involve themselves in matches that can cost their career. Because take a scenario whereby these players, God forbid, they sustain an injury. Who will cater for them?
Well, Eshtemi, I want us to maintain that intensity. Kenya will be playing South Sudan in Uganda. And 13 players came back from Harambee Stars squad for CHAN. What are your thoughts on Engin Firat's tactics?
Abnormal is normal in Kenya. Engin Firat is taking Kenyan for granted. Exactly. Why am I saying this? Because you look at his squad. How can you dare call 13 players and then try to release another 13 players or even so? And you have been with these players for a while, you know them, they have been playing the Kenyan Premier League, and then you go and even lose to a team which is trying to come up with the league. Actually, I understand South Sudan will be, I think, launching their league officially in the next few days or so. That tells you that indeed you are not a serious country. How can you lose to a team which has always just tried to, that was formed actually, was it 2011 or so? That's when they got the independence and then they formed their federation. Team that's barely 13 years old, honestly.
Well,
how can you lose?
Eshtemi, of course, Cedric also has something to say about, the loss, the 2-0 loss to South Sudan and what to expect this weekend. Cedric, I mean, it's baffling. Yes, we may have qualified for CHAN, but these are the games that we are doing preparations. These are the games that we need to win.
Actually, I surrendered my advocacy for Engin Firat when we lost against Southern Sudan. I'm quite on record. If you go back, actually trace my conversation, you realize that I've been defending this guy, this ladder, trying to give him time that is required to assemble a team that can really put a smile on our face.
Yes.
But that has not been a case. Just like Esitemi has said, Southern Sudan should be nowhere closer to Harambee Stars if it comes to the match.
Remember, it's not also even even aside from CHAN qualifiers. Remember the other time when we played them at Kasarani, they also defeated us.
True.
Yes.
But now you see, the dynamics with this CHAN vis-a-vis the Kasarani is
Yes.
that
This is local-based
These are
players.
local player, Robi.
Yes.
Local player in a federation that does not really count anything if it comes to the world soccer arena. Compared to Kenya, who has been there for 54 years and above. It is not actually even really convincing anyone who is still new in this matter of soccer. And again, here is somebody who always, when given a platform, he's lecturing us. He's telling us as how we are not a national footballing team, and every time we come to football scenario, we behave like we are going to win World Cup. Now you have given a chance even to show a team that has not even come to the fore, closer to the World Cup, just to try and put a smile onto our face, but you can't amass that. I think it's not quite necessary to continue sleeping with this kind of people in the same bed. Actually, you need to distance ourselves with them.
I know, Cedric, this,
count.
I know when we talk about the national football team, you have Roger Sistemi, yourself. It's a topic that normally evokes a lot of emotions. So I want us to briefly move away to that. So we take a look at the big games of the weekend. Yes, Tottenham Hotspur will be hosting Aston Villa on Sunday. A very, very big game to look forward to. And then aside from that, and of course, Manchester United will be at home taking Chelsea. Yes, a very, very interesting fixture. Now, let's move away from this. Let's get into last week's results. So, Cedric, as usual, I normally can't let you down. These are last week's results from the matches that we had. KCB 3-2 Tusker, FC Leopards versus Mara. That game was postponed. Arsenal 2-2 Liverpool, Chelsea 2-1 Newcastle, Real Madrid lost to Barcelona 4-0, Real Betis 1-0 Atletico, Werder Bremen 2-2 with Bayer Leverkusen, Leipzig 3-1 against Freiburg, Inter Milan 4-4 against Juventus, Fiorentina 5-1 against Roma. So we go to our performance. This show is performance based. So we go to how Robbie performed. Yes, 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10. So let's go to the people who trail. You said it's lonely at the top. Aya, twende huko chini.
Kijana ametukanyaka wala. Bado kanapumua shinda. Where Robbie? I'm watching you. This is my slip. Oh, sorry, this is my, I don't know, how do I perform? Mina 7. Robbie, I think I had 8. As of 10 minutes ago, but then, as of 5, 6, 7 minutes ago.
You've been rigged.
Atuhesabu game ilikuwa postponed.
But nilikuwa na
bado hiyo game ingeenda vingine ungekuwa na 6. Yeah.
So, I don't know. God, Robbie.
So what I'm saying,
ngoja Robbie hapana usiniingilia hivyo na ninyamaze.
Mimi nasema what I'm saying, at least I've seen some improvement from you, but there's another man who has some consistency. So I don't know if we award improvement or consistency. Where's Kariuki? Let me take a look at what Kariuki had. 6 out of 10.
I was not around.
No wonder watu wamejishika hivyo kwa hiyo picha.
I was not around. You see, I was not around. You are also not around.
Yeah, I wasn't around.
That's the reason. You see, let me just ask Rogers and also Caleb, Kaka, concerning these results. Yes, I had 6 out of 10. Maybe which is that game that you think I was too ambitious? You know, I know Casey beat Tusker. I said under 3.5. And the results were 3-1. Looking at the
think the game that maybe threw you off the radar should be the Real Madrid-Barcelona game. Actually, you know, most punters had predicted both teams to score. And unfortunately, you saw Mbappe scored, but the offside, the highline, the Barcelona highline were at its best.
So
and they did them.
I have 10.
Yeah, and then maybe the last comment in regards to this slip, the entire slip, is that, you see, I'm really perturbed. What reason made FC Leopards and Mara game to be postponed? You know, it is the same as Leopards that has suspended players for participating in unsanctioned league. And then they requested for that match to be postponed because 2 of their players were in the national team. Honestly, 2 players.
Only 2.
Only 2.
Let me go to Caleb Kibeto. Kibeto, definitely you are here last week when the Lonely at the Top was down here. Look at my sleep. How do you my results? Where maybe did I go wrong? Where was I ambitious?
Hiyo tu ya Real Madrid na Barcelona, lakini ulifanya vizuri isipokuwa this one ya Real Betis na Atletico Madrid.
Yes.
That game, hiyo mechi ilikuwa wazi kabisa. Labda ingeingia hata sare ya tasa.
Ilitoka 1-0
na Atletico Madrid haven't been good away. Real Betis wamekuwa vizuri nyumbani, kwa hivyo hapo ilikuangusha. Na pia hii ya AS Roma
pia hapa pia ilikuwa 5-1. I think I had seen AS Roma and I thought hii ni kitu ambayo inaenda ikipita.
Ulikuwa nafikiria ni zile za Pilo
wakati wa Mourinho. Definitely. Robbie,
yes.
I know I'm not that good this week because I was away. As you said, Mulima ilikuwa imeguzwa. I was trying to stabilize things. This week you can be rest assured I'll be better. But now take us to the games of the day of this weekend, Robbie.
Umesema stability ni 6. Ni sawa. So these are the games that we have for our sleep this weekend. Shabana will be at Gozi Stadium. They will be taking on Nairobi City Stars. Tusker will be seeking to bounce back after that loss to KCB as they take on Bandari. Newcastle, after losing to Chelsea last week, they will be taking on Arsenal. And then Liverpool, of course, after winning against Brighton in the Carabao Cup, again they face Brighton this weekend. Spurs will be facing Aston Villa. Manchester United, after that massive start to Ruud van Nistelrooy interim tenure, they got a massive win, so they host Chelsea, who lost this week. And then you have Dortmund, currently not performing well in Bundesliga. They host Red Hot Leipzig. Napoli versus Atalanta, an interesting fixture for the weekend. Sevilla versus Real Sociedad, and Bilbao versus Real Betis. So we take a short break. When we come back, we'll be giving you our views on this, plus the 2 big games of the weekend. That is Spurs versus Aston Villa, as well as Manchester United at Old Trafford against Chelsea.